video. Well, as you know, Christmas is coming up, and so I have some ideas for gifts for yourself or for another nomad. So these are nomad gifts that you might consider. Now, one thing I've been saying, and I need to say more and more, is the most important gift you can give to yourself is money in the bank. So these kinds of things are only after you put money in the bank. My recommendation is a minimum of 3 months of living wages. So if you can live on $1,000 a month, and I think most of us can if you're living in a vehicle, you need a minimum of $3,000. That's minimum. Far better to have 6 months of savings on hand. So at $1,000 a month, 6 months, you should have $6,000 in the bank if you possibly can. And if you can't, and you know, whatever happens, your engine blows up, your transmission fails, you can buy a new rig and still be on the road with $6,000. Probably won't be the best rig you could ever hope to find, but it'll be reliable. So you have the money in the bank, and then you can go for some more comfort in your life. And so these things are very, very helpful to a nomad. So let me start over here. So the first thing you might consider, and this really you could think of this as an essential, is a USB light bulb. This has got a USB plug, and if you have a battery pack, and I would think a battery pack is pretty essential, but you probably already have one. It's not a tremendous amount of light, but it's enough. And so this is $10. Whatever you probably already have one of these. If not, you can buy them for like $20. And so I do recommend this. This is $10. It's a no night. All the links will be in the description below. And so, so I love this light, and I do really recommend it pretty highly. Okay. Something I've been carrying for as long as I've lived in a van is an umbrella. Of course, I have a raincoat, and you probably have a raincoat. So this is kind of a luxury, and so it's not an essential. Have money in the bank first. But you'll see, this is a brand called Gustbuster, and it works. I've used this in the desert, in the forest. I love having an umbrella, and I wouldn't be without one. And set this up on your chair while you're sitting outside, and you have shade wherever you sit. That's a really handy thing. I wouldn't be without an umbrella. But I know for a lot of you it will be excess, and so it's not a essential. It's a luxury. This is a kind of a luxury, not an essential. For me, I'm always out walking, and so this is essential, and one that will endure bad winds is essential, and this one will. So very happy with that. Now I would have to consider these essential. I've talked about them before. These are Baffin down booties. They're not actually down, they're synthetic, but boy are these fantastic. If you struggle with cold feet in the winter, this is the solution. I just guarantee it. I love these things. I've had them a long time. The sole is not the best in the world. You're not going to run around outside much with these, or you're going to wear it out. But living in a car or a van, you're not walking on them much, and they will last me forever. But don't have the idea that you're going hiking in these or at all. So but they're fantastic. I just can't recommend these enough. And so these are Baffin camp slippers. Depends on the size. They're from $32 to $36 in that price range. I absolutely love these things. I would not be without them. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is a battery jump starter pack. Boy, these things are fantastic. And I bought this one. It's a Gulu, and I've just been so happy with it. I've actually had to use it twice on my van. Starts it instantly. From the van is dead, not making any noise. You plug this thing in, and man, it just goes. And really, it's not a lot different than one of these battery packs. It's about the same, holds about the same amount of juice, except it has the wiring and circuitry to give it that really big charging boost. This is rated as 2,000 amps. This is not essential, but boy, it's awfully close. I don't think I would be without one. What makes this one special and why I bought that? So to charge with it, you just let's see, where's the plug? Here it is. You just plug this in, And then you just take this to the battery and connect it to the battery, and that's it. See, no long cable, no bringing the two vehicles together. You just set this right beside the battery and connect it and start it, and it goes. And it works fantastically well. I doubt if you can see it. It has an LED flashlight, which is fine. But what makes this one special and why I bought it in particular, it had great ratings and it has worked extremely well for me. But it comes with a cigarette lighter plug that just plugs right in. And so now you can hook up 12-volt cigarette lighter plug items to this and use it as a battery bank. And so to me, that was a very special thing. And it comes with its own case, but I bought the hard case and it was another $10 because I want to keep it from dust. Dust is a big issue in my rig, so I spent the money on the hard case. I have been very, very, very happy with this. It's worked really well. So the next thing are these Camco load levelers. I really love these things. This is a full 5 inches, and I'll show it to you on underneath the wheel. It's fantastic how well it works. You get right up there. It's the simplest thing in the world to go on and off. This one is rated at 10,000 pounds. Well, my whole van doesn't weigh 10,000 pounds. This thing will carry the entire weight of my van. These are RV levelers, and you can see the width. It is very, very wide for a really wide RV tire. They make a smaller one, and I had it for a long time, and it was only rated at 4,000 pounds, and it didn't hold up all that well. I'm confident because, I think I had enough weight on it that it was pushing it, and so it actually was going to start failing on me, and I replaced them with this, and this is so far better. This will never fail on you. It is thick, it's hard, it's durable. Now these are $35 for a pair for 2 of them, and they're fantastic. I can't recommend enough. The other ones, the small ones rated at 4,000 pounds, they only go up to 3 inches. That one goes up to 5. There were a lot of times when 3 inches wasn't enough. So the 5 is the main reason I got that. So it would go up higher, but also just because the size and the durability, that's going to be far, far better. I have the boxes. The pair of them goes in one of my boxes in back. You got to figure out where you're going to carry them. The 2 of them together are pretty darn big. So you got to have room for them. They're a luxury. You can stand to be off level, so decide if it's worth it to you. But $35 for a pair of those is really cheap. Okay, some more things that you might enjoy having. This is a lap desk, and it's an Amazon Basics, and we've been very, very happy with these. Now maybe a lap desk doesn't work for you. It works really well for me. I sit on my bed. I don't have a swivel chair. I don't have another chair inside. I do all my work sitting on my bed. And this gets my laptop up at the right height that allows me to, if I'm watching movies on my iPad, it puts them right up at the right height in front of me. It's very, very adjustable. This goes up and down, and this goes at an angle. So you can set it at a different angle if you're typing. And it's just really, really good. And of course, you don't want it taking up a lot of space, so it folds right down like that. It doesn't take up any space. These hold the your laptop or whatever you have on. Really, really a good item. Very, very happy with it. Fans are really important. This is an Opolar. It's a USB fan, so you just charge it with a standard USB. You plug it in, and it'll run off of USB, and so it's extremely low draw. It's extremely quiet, and it's got a very, very good airflow. Remember, you're keeping this pretty close. I usually keep mine within about an arm's distance or maybe a little more, but it's close and it's quiet, so you really feel it. And this one has a built-in battery, so you keep it charged, so you can take it outside and clamp it on. You got to love the clamp too, that you can clamp it on. And so you can clamp it on anywhere around you, and USB charging, very, very low draw, very, very quiet, really good amount of volume of air. I love these Opolar, and I've been using one for a very long time, and they hold up really, really, really well. For another $10, they have one that I don't own, but I think I would consider buying it. It actually has a mister. And that's the thing. If on a really hot day, if you keep yourself a little bit damp and that flow of air, the evaporation will cool you so fast. It's amazing. So it actually has a water reservoir, and it sends out a little tiny stream of mist, and the fan blows it on you. And I think I'd get one of those. It's $50. We'll have a link down below. Another great thing, another great possibility of the mister. Again, we haven't tried it. We don't know how good it is. But for your pets, on a hot day, if you leave this running towards your pet and the mist is coming out, that's going to cool them down really nicely. So that alone might be worth it, the $50 getting one. Those are really fantastic. So next up is this spotlight, and this thing is incredible. It's really, really important out here when you're in the dark, you're boondocking, that if you hear something at night that you're not sure about, or if you have a dog, and boy, I've used a spotlight for my dogs many, many times. Having a flashlight, a spotlight that will light up the world and throw a huge long light is so, so important. And I really highly recommend this one. It's only $29. It's rechargeable. It's got its own battery, so it recharges. It's just fantastic how much light this throws. I cannot recommend this highly enough as just a really, really good spotlight. And it's very, very light. I'm really amazed how light it is. It's got a 10,000 milliamp hour battery, and it's very, very high lumens, so it throws a lot of light. Highly, highly recommended. So one more thing is this is a windshield cover. Now, I have a windshield cover I use on my van. This is a friend's. The windshield cover I have on my van, I've been using a long time. It's vinyl, it's big, it's heavy, it's bulky, it's indestructible. And so in a lot of ways, I'm very, very happy with it. But as soon as I saw this one of my friends, I thought this has an awful lot of advantages. First off, it's very light and it's very small. But it's kind of got almost like it's multiple layers, and it's almost like it's an insulation. It's really light. And it folds down really small. It comes with this little travel case, and the size and weight is really significant. If you live in a car or a van especially, weight's really significant, and this size and weight is very important. So I think this might act a little bit as insulation. It has 4 layers, 2 cotton, 1 polyester, and then this aluminized one on the outside. But I think I'm gonna try this one because the aluminum is far better. So the next thing I want to show you is this tent. And at first it doesn't look like a tent, does it? Not even a little bit. But it is a tent, and it's the easiest and fastest tent in the whole world to set up. And I know you're saying, well, Bob, that's just more hyperbole out of you. No, I'll show you. It's incredible how fast this thing sets up. At any rate, is this essential? No, unless you're in a car camping, it really isn't essential, but boy, there's some big advantages to having a tent. I have a video, I think 6 reasons why you should carry a tent. And the 2 big ones are, it gets the stuff out of your vehicle so you have more room, so use it as a garage outside. The other big one is, if you live in a car and there's really not room to be comfortable, then you want to be outside in a tent. So, but for me, the biggest one is it holds your space while you drive away from camp. And that's a really big issue and becoming a bigger issue all the time. So holding your space would be worth it alone for me to carry a tent, especially if it's this small and light. That's really, really important. Takes up no space, doesn't weigh anything. I get to live with this. This particular one is a pop-up, and I mean literally pop-up. When you see it, you're going to be amazed. And like all of the pop-ups, you know, you got to do the twisting and the origami, and but this belongs to KC, my assistant, and she's going to show you in just a minute how to put it back together. But so this is not essential. If you don't have money in the bank, keep money in the bank. Don't buy this. But if you have enough money in the bank, this is a good thing to carry. $50, I think it's going to be reliable, but that has to prove itself. So now KC will show you, and you'll be amazed just how easy it is to throw together, literally throw up, and then take it down. So let's watch that.
Okay. All right. First I'm going to take it out of the bag, but don't try this at home in an indoor space because you'll scare the crap out of the other people in the room. Okay. All right. Ready?
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Ta-da! And so it only takes like 2 seconds. The process of taking it down is not as quick and easy as the setup. So I'm going to show you, and then you might have to watch this video a couple times to get it down. It's a little bit difficult. But then once you got it, it's super easy. Okay, so the first thing you do is you find the extended handle here, and then you gather up the rings. So I'm going to gather the 2 rings on top of the tent and the 2 rings on the bottom of the tent. So now it looks like a taco. So you have a kind of a hole like that, and my hand is holding onto all 4 rings, and I'm just going to kind of place that inside. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I have my right hand here on the loops. I'm going to put my left hand here, and I'm going to bring my left hand to my right hand. And that creates 2 loops. So you have this circle, and then there's 1 circle behind it. So then I just tuck the tent flap in, and then I'm going to turn this towards the camera. You just stack the loops on top of each other. So I put that middle loop underneath this top loop, and that one as well. So then we're going to take the loop that you have here, and we're just going to put it over the top like that, and then it holds the 3 rings in place. And you just put it inside the bag and then zip it up. And that's how it is. It's pretty easy. But you might have to rewind this and watch it a couple times like I had to get it down. But it's a great tent. I really love it.
Hope you got something out of this video. If you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you on the next video. See you then.